Welcome back to the channel. Spoiler alert. In Loki Season 2, Episode 4, Tom Hiddleston's God of Mischief chopped himself, revisiting a moment from the season opener. On October 5, 2023, Loki Season 2 finally debuted after a 2-year hiatus. It picked up with Hiddleston's Loki, Owen Wilson's Mobius, and Sophia D. Martino's Sylvie following the demise of the sacred timeline and the death of He Who Remains. The first episode of Loki Season 2 gave fans optimism that the MCU might be on the verge of regaining its former greatness. It also showed off Loki's genuine dread following his encounter with Jonathan Majors' He Who Remains and gave the God of Mischief a terrible and violent new superpower, the ability to slide time. Though it was a hidden figure who trimmed Loki to guarantee their plan would succeed, OB and Mobius appeared to have cured Loki's time slipping in the first episode of Loki Season 2. The team was so focused on General Dox's assault on the branching timelines, Renslayer and Miss Minute schemed to corrupt Victor Timely, and the overloading of the TVA's temporal loom that this moment was swiftly forgotten due to the rapid pacing of Loki Season 2. But in Heart of the TVA, the fourth episode of Loki Season 2, the event from Episode 1 was replayed, and the real reason for Loki's pruning was disclosed. In order to correct his time slip from S2E1, Loki pruned himself. In Loki Season 2, Loki slips in time with Mobius. The current Loki was revealed to have pruned the Loki from Episode 1, thus carrying out Ouroboros' goal to stop his time slipping in Loki Season 2, Episode 4. According to OB's plan, Loki had to cut himself in order to remove himself from the timeline in order to stop Mobius from using the temporal loom and his temporal aura extractor, which caused Loki to start time slipping. Regretfully, Loki time slipped into the future, the same era as Episode 4, just before they carried out their plan, leaving him without a time stick and unable to cut himself. Fortunately, Loki from Episode 4 remembered this information and turned out to be the one who had been pruning himself all along. How Loki's self-prune fits with Season 2's themes. Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston in Loki Season 2 Episode 4. The concept of the Ouroboros is one of the main themes in Loki Season 2. And Ouroboros is not just the name of Kwan's essential TVA technician. It also refers to the archaic emblem of a serpent or dragon consuming its own tail in a circle. This idea permeates every scene in the Phase 5 series since Loki's self-pruning in Season 2 is a prime example of how an Ouroboros can exist in its own right. In the first episode, Loki was trimmed in order to give himself enough time to live into the future and then trim himself from the past. In Loki Season 2, more temporal loops are introduced than only Loki trimming himself. Other instances include the conversation between Loki and an earlier incarnation of OB in Loki Season 2, Episode 1, which aids the group in determining how to correct his time slipping in the present, and the revelation that Victor Timely, the writer of the TVA guidebook, was inspired by OB, even though OB was actually inspired by 19th century inventor Victor Timely. Although some of these time loops may be difficult to understand, they all contribute significantly to the overall themes of Loki Season 2, and with 2 more episodes still to come, it's unclear what further loops might arise.